again, everyone. So once you're finished noticing focus, you will move on to the next step, which is called discuss and debate. This is where the fun begins. Here you'll get to meet your group and participate in a live chat forum where you discuss your ideas. On your page, you will be able to see the theses and evidence points of each of your peers right over here. And what you have to do is read each peer's thesis and evidence point and challenge their idea by offering a counter argument right over here. When you counter argue, you essentially consider a possible argument against the thesis or some aspect of its reasoning. This will help your peers address the complexities of the topic and make their theses more nuanced. You're not trying to edit their theses or point out grammatical errors. Instead, you have to try and help them make their claims stronger. Now, if I argue Elvis is a good singer because he had a huge fan following, someone may counter-argue, this claim does not tell us why he's a good singer. Many celebrities have a large fan following, but what musical qualities makes Elvis a good singer? So, similarly, I've been asked the question, well, what if your peer's thesis is great? How do we counter-argue a great thesis? What I want to say to that is that no thesis, no matter how analytical, is ever perfect. Even the best of scientists go through this process of revision where they make their claims stronger, so you can always try to find ways to improve your peer's thesis. For example, if I improved my original thesis and said, Elvis is a good singer because of his versatility, he excels in a variety of genres like pop, blues, and gospel, this is a much better thesis, but someone can still complicate it by giving a counter argument like, while Presley's ability to excel in multiple genres signifies his talent as a musician, this thesis still does not address what aspect of Presley's vocal abilities make him a good singer. So you can always help make a thesis better. When you submit these counter-arguments though, your peers will also be submitting counter-arguments for your own thesis. So in the next stage, you will look at all the constructive criticism your peers have offered you, and what you have to do is you have to now defend your own thesis by giving a rebuttal. A rebuttal is essentially a reply to the counter-argument. A good rebuttal accepts the counter-argument but does not completely, and if you need to accept does not accept it completely. If you need to accept the counter-argument completely, you need a new thesis, which may or may not be a bad thing, but ultimately you really want to take the good points of the counter-argument and keep those, but also challenge the weaker points. So, for example, if your thesis is Disney movies foster unrealistic romantic ideals among children, and a counter-argument to that thesis is, well, that's true, but movies like Frozen question the idea of love at first sight, and they're challenging traditional Disney ideals. You might still rebut the counter-argument you receive by saying something like, while movies like Frozen challenge traditional Disney ideals, they still continue equating the idea of love with princesses and royal idealism, which in itself is an unrealistic romantic ideal. Here you agree with part of the counter-argument, movies like Frozen challenge Disney ideals, but you also give a reason why you don't accept the claim in its entirety. This additional step is going to complicate your original thesis and make it stronger. Now, once you've rebutted all the counter-arguments you receive, you will then get a chance for a free debate of sorts. Here you can, if you have any more ideas or questions you want to discuss, this is your chance. And this part is like a Facebook chat of sorts. So once again, community guidelines here. Don't ask people what their name is or other personal questions. Make sure your chat is still assignment related. And once you're done all of this debating, you will get to a page like this, which will show you your old thesis. It doesn't show me anything here because I didn't enter anything. And over here, you will read your old thesis. And what you want to do now is try and improve this. Also, at any point, if you want to see what you wrote in Notice and Focus or in previous parts of the assignment, you can click the Show button right over here. And when you click this button, you can revisit your thesis, evidence, observations, everything for the remainder of the assignment. And this button will be there for you throughout. So after you enter your revised thesis, you can finish and you're done this part of the assignment.